So, we're going to wrap up there really, but before we go, one more thing. So, this really is something that comes up oftentimes at class. So I'm going to sort of reinforce the message every time we meet, I think. It's just for you to check that your phones are up to date. And this gets more and more important. So if you've got an Android phone, it should be running at least version 13. The latest version, 16 just came out a month ago, but most phones are at 15 if they're up to date. And your Apple phone should be at least at 15.8. Version 18 is new, 26 came out just a few weeks ago. So they're constantly bringing out new versions, and if you're not at the most up-to-date version, then you haven't got all of the security fixes on your phone. That's the risk. So it's worth checking the phone. We can do that now. If you're not, then coming to class, we can have kind of decide what to do. Generally, a phone has, from new, it depends on the make somewhat. If it's an Apple phone, a Google phone, or a Samsung phone, it has around 7 years of life. They will give you 7 years of updates, and then after that, you probably have to buy a new phone. If you've got a non-Google phone, some of the sort of less well-known branded Android phones have something like 3 years of support. So you kind of have to decide which is better. But as I said, the main manufacturers, Samsung, Google and Apple, are pretty good. They give you sort of 7 years, 6 to 7 years, it varies on the phone. So just check that. On your phone, you should always have a screen lock. So if somebody's on your phone, they can't just access it. Absolutely essential if you do online banking or if you have a payment card in your phone, you don't want someone to make payments, unauthorized payments. So always have a screen lock. Make sure you use a PIN or your fingerprint or a Face ID to unlock your phone. I tend to use a PIN, but whichever you find most convenient, and that's important.
Screen lock means you need a PIN in order.
Correct. So when the phone is locked, someone can't just pick it up and use it. They need to know your secret PIN to get in. And on PINs, most people use a 4-digit PIN. I think I do. I use a 4-digit PIN because I'm lazy. A 6-digit PIN is significantly more secure, but you just have to kind of decide, your sort of how sensitive you are to that. It makes it a bit more hassle to remember a 6-digit number. The best 6-digit number is probably a well-known birth date, not yours, because people might be able to find your birth date and guess your phone is linked to your birth date, but maybe you can pick someone's birth date. And then lastly, set up FindMyPhone. Make sure your phone is enrolled with the FindMyPhone. So if it is lost, you can locate it. It might be lost in your home. You might have dropped it down the side of the car seat. FindMyPhone is useful. If it gets stolen, FindMyPhone allows you to erase that phone, so none of your personal information is accessible to the bad guys. So those. Okay.
Salim, how would you access your phone at home if you only have your mobile?
Right, you need another device. You either have to have an iPad or a computer or a friend's phone to locate it. But that's a good point.
So if a friend phones your phone,
So there's an app. So there's both on Apple and on Android phones. There's an app to locate a phone that's been enrolled with FindMyPhone. So you can go onto the web on any device and locate your phone from that app.
as long as you have FindMyPhone.
As long as you have FindMyPhone enabled on your phone. Yeah.
And you shouldn't be in aircraft mode either.
And you should, right, so actually FindMyPhone does now work in aircraft mode.
Oh,
Yeah, they do have the ability to work in aircraft mode. So that was the thing they used to do. Thieves used to steal people's phones, and if it wasn't locked, they'd put it in airplane mode,
Okay, that's good to know.
and they think, well, now it can't be found. Well, they got wise to that, so now they're able to disable that and still find my phone. So yeah, it doesn't always guarantee that you get your phone back, but it's nice to be able to know that at least you can check where it is, and if it's somewhere it shouldn't be, at least you have the ability to erase it. You might not get your phone back, but at least they won't get
And
through
you need location services.
You need, well, if you enroll in FindMyPhone, it turns those on automatically.
Hopefully regular. Some people turn it off. But
Yeah, yeah.
It's got to be on. Really.
It has to be on. So you need location services on, you need some other, you need to agree to a bunch of things for FindMyPhone to work. So FindMyPhone is quite clever actually. It uses quite, the latest phones, if you're up to date on Android, they detect when they're stolen. So if someone grabs my phone and runs off with it, that's a very distinctive movement. You know, sort of a snatch and a run, and it will realise it's been stolen. It will turn off, lock, and alert the FindMyPhone app. So it has theft detection built in now.
What is it?
Sorry?
What is it called?
What, the Find My Phone or the theft detection?
No, the theft.
Yeah, the theft detection is a new thing. So if you have a new, I don't know when it came in at Apple, Android brought it in Android 15, so about 8 months ago, 9 months ago, and those phones have this theft detection feature. I think it's turned on by default. So the phone,
Turned on automatically?
yeah, this is on the newer phones. If you have a new phone, it's turned on automatically. If the phone is stolen, it knows
And
it
it's
will lock.
called theft
Detection.
detection.
I've just got 15, so
Android 15.
yeah, and it's on there, but it's not on by default.
Is it not? Is
No.
theft detection not on by default?
Theft detection
Ah.
lock is off at the moment, so you need to find it in settings and turn it on.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
But I didn't notice there, so thank you for that.
Ah, okay. Yes, I thought it was on by default. Okay. Yeah, I think who uses cloud services on their phone? Either iCloud. Anyone else use iCloud? Or on an Android phone, it's Google Drive. Same thing.
What is it?
So what is it? Right, good question. So you have to pay for it, it's not free. They give you a small amount of storage for free, both Apple and Google, and it allows you to save things like your contacts, your text messages and so on, and back up your phone. There are two big advantages of it. If you take a lot of photographs, it also backs up your photograph, so it means that your photographs are stored. But it means if you lose your phone, or you drop your phone in the sea or something like that, and you buy a new one, you can get all your stuff back, because it's in the cloud. So you can get a new phone and just copy everything back from the cloud. You don't need your old phone to copy from. So that gives you that level of protection. Your phone's stolen, the same thing. So the cloud is quite a good way of backing up your phone and make sure you don't lose important information. You know, these days we have so much information on our phones. I mean, my telephone contacts list, I don't have that anywhere else. I think it's only on my phone. And if I lose that, it'd be really difficult to kind of recreate that. Because I've got all my friends and family numbers on there. You know, the kids' birthdays are all on the phone nowadays, and that's where they are. So yeah, it'd be a real hassle. So I back that up to the cloud. So that's a useful thing to do. So those are the only kind of things just as a takeaway. Make sure your phone's up to date, keep it up to date. If it's an
How
old
do you
phone.
find that option to do your phone is up to date?
So if you go into settings and about phone, so and all your phones, if you go into settings and about phone, I think in Android it's settings, system, about phone. I will tell you what version you're on.
The iPhone is settings general software.
General,
In general, yeah.
about, and it's saying your version is 18.6, you're quite.
Bridget has just made another very valid point, which comes up so often on our Tuesday clubs. You need to know your passwords, particularly your passwords for getting into your Google Play Store or your Apple ID, depending on which type of phone you have. So, I mean, I keep like an address book with an ABCD, and I write my passwords down in that. You can store them online. There's a Google Password Manager. You can store your passwords there, but you still need to know your password to get into the Password Manager. So, you know, it's easiest, particularly for people of our age, to keep like an address book with all your passwords in, and from time to time you have to change them. They make you add an extra digit, they make you change it. If you haven't used it for a year, they want you to change it again, but you have to put your old one in. So please start being more careful with your passwords. It will make our lives much easier on a Tuesday. Yes, hide your notebook as well. Don't lose your notebook. Sorry, one thing about keeping your notebook is keep it in one place, the same place, in your home, okay? And try to take, if you know you need one particular password, my trick is I just put it into notes. But I think the habit of leaving with your password book is a little bit iffy. So what do you do, Tony?
Unless they're coming to club. At club, they need their password. I don't know, I leave mine in a drawer under my computer.
Yeah. But you could take out, you could write down the password that you need for today.
Right, so if you use Gmail, Outlook, or the Apple equivalent, yeah, Apple Mail, there is an option for recovering your account if it is somehow compromised. So if somebody else, either by accident or intentionally, locks your account, or you lock it because you've forgotten the password or whatever, you can get it back if you include under the settings a recovery email address. Okay? You can create a Gmail account, create a Hotmail account, whatever you want, doesn't matter.
Or friends.
Yeah, fine. And then find that and put your recovery email address in there. If somebody then starts messing with your account, or you forget the password, you'll be able then to say, I want the account back, and it'll send an email to that recovery account with a passcode or some sort of mechanism to enable you to recover your full email address. Right?
How do you tell if you want to?
There's a setting somewhere in it. They're different for each email provider, so I can't tell you. But I'm mentioning it simply because there were 2 people in the last year who came to us on Tuesday afternoon, locked out of their accounts, and we were completely unable to get it back because this option was not set, and they lost the complete account, everything that was in it, all the emails, all the photos, everything was in the cloud, all the lot. You can't get it back. At the time, I assumed you could sort of phone up Microsoft and say, this has happened, you know, how do I get out of it? They won't take any correspondence like this, and I think Gmail and the others are all the same. Right, so these people lost everything in their account. We actually had to set them up a new account and start off again. Okay, so it's worth spending 10 minutes just to find this option in your mail system, full recovery account, and it'll save an awful lot of heartache. Okay? Right, thank you.
Thanks, Steve. And that actually applies to your Apple account, your Google account, and your Microsoft account. All those 3 top-level accounts all have the ability to have a recovery email, another email address, usually make it a family member, and a recovery phone number. So again, they can send you a code by text. So if you've got those are top-level accounts. Those accounts are higher than the app. They're the ones that are tied to the device. So it's an Apple ID on an Apple phone, it's a Google account, on an Android phone, and it's a Microsoft account on your PC. Those top-level accounts all should have a recovery email and a recovery phone number associated with them. If you want to try these apps out, just use them. Just open up the app and try it. You won't break anything. Yeah, thanks very much, everyone.